try to be sensitive.
The Murfreesboro City Council has begun a series of town hall meetings, a time to sit down with residents to answer questions they might have or just listen to concerns.
This is our third session of our town hall programs that we've been doing. We started, the first one was at Oakland's Mansion. The second one we did it in the Blackman area. The third one we wanted to have more in the southeast area of town. And so really the agenda is there's no agenda.
The meeting started out with a subject we all deal with, and that's traffic. What is being done to help alleviate traffic in Murfreesboro?
The transportation issue, I wish that there was an easy solution that I could tell you, stop building, stop everything, but that's, right now, there's not an easy solution on it. And we're hoping that we'll get some relief with some of the decisions the legislature has made. The one thing that I can confirm to you now, there are a lot of people thinking about this issue. That's why we do things like we did, we just got through 2 studies in our downtown area through the Highland Avenue study and our Bottom study, trying to get ahead of that with planning.
The next question was about apartment complexes. Why are there so many apartment complexes being built in Murfreesboro?
Everybody can't afford a house. So what's the next best thing? It's an apartment. Everybody doesn't want a yard. The next best thing is an apartment. I mean, we did a study, and I think the study says all the apartments around here are 80 to 90% occupancy. That's pretty darn good. That's why we have so many apartments. We've got the largest university here, and there is a need for apartments. We can't just say, we're just going to build houses, we're not going to build apartments. But we got to be strategic about where we build those apartments. I agree with that.
A question came up about the state's increase in the gas tax and the reduction of the food tax, and if that would hurt Murfreesboro financially.
The bill that was approved by the General Assembly and signed by the governor did include both the increase in the gas tax to fund road projects, and that goes to a special fund that builds roads. To the general fund, there was a 20% cut in the tax on groceries. So that 20% gas and tax reduction in groceries will impact the general fund a little bit. But the fortunate thing is that the cities continue to grow. We've had new retailers come here. Our population has grown, and we are projecting additional growth in our sales tax this year, despite the grocery tax reduction.
Another very popular question residents have is the red light cameras. Why does Murfreesboro have them?
We have a major red light running problem in the city of Murfreesboro. From the standpoint of revenue coming into the city, I think all the council members, we were on record for years saying this, we don't do it for money. The sole purpose that we have them is in one of the 6 busiest intersections is to be able to monitor those intersections but not have police officers sitting in those intersections 24/7.
The city saw a 50% reduction in crashes citywide, not just at the intersections with the red light cameras in them. So what we do know is it's saving lives.
While we may come down differently on the issue where what decided it for me was the safety of our citizens, and it's a difference. It makes a difference in the safety of our citizens.
What is the city's ordinance on people selling newspapers for profit in city streets?
I think where we came down on it when it was presented the last time was the fact that if it was on private property, if you had an individual or a business that would allow the solicitation on their private property, then it was fine. But in the public right-of-way, it created a hazard for our citizens.
What's the city and the Murfreesboro Police Department doing about violence occurring in apartment complexes?
The council about 5 or 6 months ago passed an unruly gathering ordinance. What that unruly gathering ordinance did is allow the municipality to be able to not only cite the tenant when there's an issue, but we now can cite the landlord. So that was the first step, and I think that's helping. The second step is we are setting up meetings with what we have deemed the top 10 problem complexes in Murfreesboro. The problem that we have, we're meeting with apartment managers, but they're not the owners. And a lot of the owners of these apartment complexes are all out of state. So there's going to have to be diligence with the apartment owners on who they lease to.
Middle Point Landfill will be at capacity within the next 5 to 10 years. What is the city and Rutherford County going to do with their trash?
As trash is treated more like water and more like electricity, you know, it's, if you use it, you're going to have to pay for it. The people who recycle are not going to be paying near as much as what everyone that just throws the trash through. So it is a huge issue. It's not an issue that is going to get a lot of paper, but y'all, everyone just needs to know that's something that over the next 2 years, we've got a consultant that Kurt and I sit on the committee right now. We've partnered with the county, with Eagleville, Smyrna, and Laverne, and we're all trying to figure out what we're going to do. We're getting closer.
The city wants to thank all the participants of this town hall meeting.